How are y'all today? Good. I guess you don't have to sit in the corner unless you just want to. Anything bugging you today? Nothing. She's bugging you today?
No,
Okay.
no. He knows he's on.
Actually, no, you're not on there.
No, I'm saying.
Oh,
So,
we'll have a recording of it. All right, well, we'll sit up tall. Let's take a few breaths. You've been holding a lot of tension in your shoulders. Let's try to let that go. And let those elbows fall down heavy, pulling the shoulders down with them. Drop your ear to one shoulder, lengthen along the side of the neck. And then through the center into the other shoulder. Again, move your head through the center, drop the ear off over the shoulder. And one more time, inhale through the center, exhale and drop that ear. Nice and easy, we're gonna fold your hips and reach your hands forward, take a deep breath. And relax through your low back. Inhale to come on up, place those hands behind you, open your chest to the ceiling. Take a few breaths. Okay, and then we're gonna place the hands down. Let's go ahead onto hands and knees. And we're gonna stretch out through all those joints. You can curl your toes under. Give yourself a little bit of space. We're going to saw the body forward and back. Line up those joints. Moving as far forward and back as you need to. Just one more pass forward and back. And we're going to return to neutral. You can place those feet flat, Bring your hands in. We're gonna go to cat and cow. Warming up that spine, so nice and easy. We're gonna inhale, arch the spine with your forehead and your tailbone. Take a breath or two. And exhale, you'll round, pump the bubble. Take a few breaths. Give it an inhale, arch the spine, with your forehead and your tailbone. And exhale, rounding the spine. Moving through the center, inhale, with your forehead and your tailbone. Let that belly relax toward the floor. Good breath in, exhale, pushing away strongly through the hands. And then 2 more times through both poses on your own. Take your time with each one. After you get through both, we're going to send the knees out wide. Bring the big toes together. Take the pressure off those wrists. And extend out and extend in child's pose. Kind of let those shoulders open. Few more breaths. And we're going to come up out of this shape. Keep those hands on the ground, pull the knees in. We're going to go into downward facing dog. So curl those toes under. Deep breath in, exhale up and back. You can pedal through the feet if you need to. Just relax those calves. And then we're going to walk the feet forward, walk the hands back, take your time, plant those feet down nice and strong. Got about a shoulder width between your feet. You can let the knees stay soft for a moment. We're going to inhale, press the knees forward, press the hips forward, and then stand all the way up. Awesome. Take a second and roll those shoulders back. Reverse. Inhaling, we're going to reach one arm up and reaching over and then stretching the opposite hand down on the side of the leg. Couple of breaths. And we'll inhale, place that arm down, other hand up and over. Good. Coming back up to straight up and down. We're gonna bring those palms together at the chest, so open the fingers, and press those palms together. Lift your chest up into your hands. I'm gonna fix the camera here. Okay, there we go. Keeping your chest up into your thumbs, elbows held down nice and strong. Take a few breaths. Try to feel where your weight is between your feet, so try not to be too much on the balls of the feet or too much on the heels. Spread that weight between your feet, spread out your toes. Deep breath in, we're gonna exhale, relax those hands, soften the knees, stretch the hands toward the floor. Relaxing through the back of the legs. And then we're gonna walk the hands forward slightly, walk the feet back. We're gonna meet in downward facing dog again. So planting those feet down, pulling the hips back. 2 more breaths upside down here. And then we're going to bring one foot forward, so bring it as far forward as you can on the mat. You need to, you can settle that back knee down. We're gonna end up in a deep lunge. So one leg way, way in front, other leg is way behind. You can flatten that back foot out on the mat. And try to give yourself enough space between front and back leg, but there's a little stretch going on here in the back side of your front hip and the front of your back hip. So we're gonna settle those hands down on the inside of our foot. And remember, if your back knee doesn't like the mat, you can fold over the mat, give yourself some extra cushion under your kneecap. And more breaths. We're going to take the inside arm and stretch it off to the side at first, trying to just hold that position. And if you can, you'll turn and reach more toward the ceiling. Give it 3 deep breaths. And you can settle that hand down. We're going to sit our weight back, just plop down onto our butt for a sec, give the wrists a break. If you need to, you can roll them out. A whole bunch of risky things. All right, and we're going to meet in downward dog again. So our hands are going to go down on the mat and you can send your feet back whenever you're ready. We're going to hold that for just a few breaths. As hands go down, balls of the feet down on the mat, hips up nice and high. Give it a few breaths. Keeping that weight back off of the wrists. And then we're going to take the opposite leg forward this time, as far forward as you can go. We'll drop that back knee down to the mat. You're going to flatten that back foot out so all the foot doesn't have to be on the mat anymore. Readjust where you need to. We're going to sink those hips down into the mat. So give yourself lots of space between your front and back leg. When you're ready, we're gonna take the backside arm, stretch it straight up to the side first. And if that's comfortable, you can turn and reach up toward the ceiling. One more breath in. And exhale, drop that hand down. You can sit on back on your bottom. Relaxing through the wrists for another moment. And then we're going to meet here in this butterfly cobbler's pose again here. So you can have your your hands behind you if you need. But we're going to sit up nice and tall. Focus on lifting through the chest. And nice and easy, you can pull that belly button toward the inside of your heels. And relax through those hips. Take your time, we're gonna inhale and come on up. We're gonna send one leg out nice and straight. Other leg is going to place on the outside of your knee. We're gonna put one hand behind, other hand on the inside, and just go into a big twist, allowing that butt cheek to lift up off the floor, turning toward the rear, so big stretch through the waist. Take your time. We're going to send that leg out nice and straight. Other foot is going to settle down on the mat and on the inside of the knee and twist. Turn back to the front. Follow those knees out for a sec, and then we're going to meet in a standing position again. Take your time coming up off of the floor. Okay, so we're going to walk forward toward the front of the mat. And we're going to send one leg back just part of the way at first. We're going to keep the back foot pointed really strongly toward the front. It's a big stretch through the back of our heel and back of our calf. So this feels a little bit different than we normally would. We're not turning the toes out just yet. And from there, you can allow your toes to turn out. And we're going to send the leg back a little bit further if you've got the space. We're going to start by tucking the hips under, with the body up straight, and we're going to move our hips forward into a warrior shape, into a big lunge here. And hands are going to come up overhead. Keeping those shoulders down from the ears. And then we're gonna take the same side arm as your front leg, place it right on your waist, and then we're leaning over to the side. So if your right leg is in front, you're leaning to the right. If your left leg is in front, you're leaning to the left. We're trying to keep that nice lifted chest. There you go. Two more breaths. All right, we're going to release that hand down. Go ahead and move it back to the front of the mat. Okay, other foot is going to go back part of the way, and we're going to start with the same thing, toes pointing straight forward. So you'll just be able to get part of the way back. Back toes are going to point toward the front of the mat. That way we got a big stretch here from the back of our heel and the back of our calf. And we're going to take that foot, allow it to turn out a little bit. You can move it further back if you've got the space. Hips are going to go strongly underneath you, so tucking those hips, keeping your body up tall. We're going to move the weight forward. So our front knee stays basically over our ankle. And then inhale, bring those arms up overhead. So nice big lift through the chest to keep the shoulders down. And then take that front side arm, we're going to put it right inside the waist. So if your left leg is in front, left hand is here, right leg, right hand. And we're going to stretch over to the side. So keep that lift through the chest as you're leaning. Try not to lean forward. Two more breaths. We're going to release that arm. We're going to send the back leg forward. Have those feet a little bit wider than your hip width once we're there. We're going to turn the toes out just a little bit. And just taking the hands, we're going to bring them to the chest one more time. Elbows down. We're going to send the hips back and try to aim your elbows down to your knees. So wherever you stop, try to keep your chest up nice and tall. Take a few breaths. All right, and we're going to go ahead and plop on down on your bottom on the mat. Feet can go out in front of you. We're going to lay on our back for a moment. A couple of stretches here to end out. Okay. So on your back, we're going to bring both knees up toward your chest. Little rock, side to side. And we're going to send those hands out to the side, big breath in, exhale, and drop the knees off to one side of the mat. We're gonna inhale, draw the knees through the center. Exhale and drop them off on the other side of the mat, same thing. And then as you finish, you can bring your knees back to the center. We're gonna send them out long. You can go ahead and close your eyes and rest for these last couple of minutes. You can lay here for one more minute, and when you decide you're done for today, go ahead and sit on it.
I hope you feeling good. That was good. Good deal.
All right, good job.